Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Hello, welcome back to Finish It Friday. I'm Sherry, and you're watching Lessons Learned. And today we're going to talk about projects that we finished this week. I hope you got a chance to work on your projects and hopefully finish something, or even just finishing one block is quite a feat sometimes. For example, this week, I think I mentioned last week that I hadn't worked on my Barn Quilt Mini this month for May, and I hardly ever let 2 whole weeks of the month go by before working on it. Now, I had picked out my fabric, but I hadn't started to put anything together yet, so I had that on my list to be sure and get done this week, because part of next week we won't be here. We're going to be camping, so I did get it done. I see a little raveling here I'm trying to grab before I show it to you. But this is May. It wasn't too difficult. And this one turned out big for some reason. I'm not real sure why it's almost an inch bigger than the other ones. I mentioned the other day that I had changed my 1/4 inch foot to a different one. And I don't know if that's what's causing it. Like it's just a little bit off, and it, that spreads out over time to where your project can either be smaller or bigger than the intended size. But this one works out to be 15 done, and I know I have some others in this Barn Block Mini series that are much smaller than that. They're more like 14 or 13 and a half. So there's that, all finished. I did some little bit of straight line quilting along these edges here, and some stitch in the ditch in the middle. So I changed my thread out to red for the binding. I generally, with these, I've been using white backgrounds with all of them, a white backing and white thread, but that red was so pretty I didn't want to go through and put white thread on it. So there's that. Got that done for May. So the June one will be coming up a little quicker than I intended because I've waited so long to get this one done. But that took me a couple of sessions of sewing to get finished. And I did, as you can see here, I got my video out on the Totally Tulips. That tutorial is out there if you haven't seen it yet. And as you can see here, now I only have room for 6 to show you on my board. I probably could have managed it a little better, the space there, to be able to put 7, but there's supposed to be 7 in all in a row, and then 4 rows. So I have 2 complete rows done now. So I have 2 more blocks here that could have went on either end of these. So I think it's turning out pretty good. Nice variety of color, and the leaves all being of the same fabric is not too monotonous, I don't think. I think actually it would have been a little too busy had I changed these out with each block. So I'm happy that I did them all in that green pattern there. So I hope you're making this too. Also, on the summer quilt along series that we're going to have, or summer sew along, I did get in just today my light blue fabric that I'm going to be using for the back. And this is a batik. I'm going to get it a little bit closer to you because I kind of wanted it to look sky. And hopefully you can tell it's a batik, so it kind of has that tie-dye look, but it's in blue shades. So hopefully it'll kind of come back out as a background sky. That'll look good with the block that we're going to do. And speaking of that, I'll have that ready for you this weekend. Well, I will make the video this weekend on the first block. and it'll be a tutorial to tell you all the supplies that you need and how to make the block. But it's not going to come out until Thursday because I'm going to be gone between Monday and Wednesday all day. We're coming back on Thursday actually, but you'll see the video come out Thursday morning probably. So that's here in Indiana anyway. So that'll be your first block for the week, and you'll find out the instructions, what it is, the design of it, and what color I'm going to ask you to make. So look for that and get ready because it's 9 weeks long, and we can all do one block a week somehow or another. And don't feel like you have to go and cut out all your background fabric right at the get-go. You can if you want. I'll give you that information if you want to go ahead and cut it out. But if your time is very, very limited and you just want to do strictly one block at a time, cutting and sewing, then you'll be able to do that too. So I wanted to make it easy for those who have limited time. Maybe they work or they have kids' activities and things like that. So we should be able to do this project and have something nice at the end of the summer to get ready to quilt and bind. All right. So I have a couple of viewers' pictures for you. I know y'all, this is your favorite part of Finish It Friday, isn't it? So let me go ahead and find those on here for you. Have one from Anja Maas, and she's from Holland. I think we've had something from her before, but this is her quilt. Beautiful shades of green and kind of a gray also. And the blocks are very scrappy, but still in the green and gray shades. It says, this is my version of the giraffe from Violet Craft. This will be on my bed. I'm making another one which I enlarged, so there will be 2 giraffes on her bed. And you see there her giraffe. She's an artist, isn't she? She put those all those little triangles together to form the giraffe, and that's just a fantastic job. And the quilting, you can see very clearly on the back, she kind of outlined the color variations in that green fabric, and it turned out as a constant pattern. You wouldn't think you would be able to do that, come out with a constant pattern from one border to the other, but it worked out really good. Excellent, Anja. You did a fantastic job on that. And then I have one by Oreo Cookies Hogan. Her name is Carol, actually. And she has a queen size quilt here that she made 2 shams to match with it. And she used a Donna Jordan video to make it. And she, get this now, she sun painted these fabrics. And I don't know exactly what that means, but it kind of looks like her version of batiks. So she takes white fabric and turns it into whatever she imagines. And she says it's fun. I imagine it is fun. She's calling this Tropical Sunset because that's what the colors remind her of. So it has a purple background and kind of the quilting on the back. Looks like she's used a variegated thread possibly. And it looks like kind of like the tops of a pineapple. Not sure what that's called, but it sure is fitting for that sunset theme she's got going on there. So I myself am very impressed with you doing that to that white fabric and coming out with all those designs, all sorts of leaf designs and patterns. And then let's see, yeah, that's it. Pretty sure that's all I got this time. That's all I got, but that was plenty because they really wow us, don't they? The fact that Anja could make that mosaic looking giraffe, and it's to scale and everything. Not to scale as far as what a size of giraffe is, but you know, she's able to, you know, see in her artistic eye how to put that together with little bits of fabric, and it looks like a giraffe. It looks exactly like a giraffe. And then Carol with her sun painted fabrics, just took white and dyed it, put it in the sun, I guess, laid some sort of design material on top of it to make those patterns. Very creative people out there, and we appreciate your work and sharing it with us. So that's all I have for this week on Finish It Friday. Obviously, I'm going to keep working on this. I have about this much more to do. So I'm going to be working on that and getting your summer sew along instructions out to you. And I will see you on Monday, even though we're leaving that day. I'll do a quilt chat for you, and we'll talk a little bit more about our projects and what's going on here in the she shed. So we'll talk to you soon. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye.